Hey, and welcome back. Now, sometimes the hardest thing is just starting, whether it be dieting, exercise, schoolwork, or even when it comes to money. So today, I'm literally gonna share with you the 5 ways that you can start today to start earning some extra money. Then the last 4 are gonna gear more towards the intermediate advanced side of stuff. Don't worry, it's not too hard. It's still geared for starters and beginners. And these last 4 can really generate you a few hundred to actually several thousands of dollars each month. Now, if you don't know yet, the name is Kai, and I quit my day job at 27. I bought some land, hand built my own home, and now I live mortgage and debt free and spend most of my time making content and videos for beautiful people just like yourself. The videos I make are generally geared towards creating income and going over financial stuff that our education system, for some reason, just decides not to teach us as kids. And if that interests you, you can get started and subscribe right here or that big red button just down below. And you can check out all my other videos and content that I've made going over those type of topics. All right, let's get into it. Slap hands, bump fists, let's do it. All right, so first off, let's just address the elephant in the room. The first way is probably not what you exactly want to hear, but I'm gonna say it. It's a job, 9 to 5, a steady, consistent paycheck. Now, as you're starting off, you need to really build a financial base. And for most of us out there, this is how we do it. This way, our paycheck can feed the next 8 ways I'm gonna list out here for you. So whether you wanna start off by pursuing a traditional job, career, or even starting your own business, what we're really looking for here is consistent cash flow to obviously pay our bills, but also to start putting into our savings, investments, and jumpstart these next 8 ways. Eventually though, if you play your cards right, you can quit this and get rid of it, and then rely on your other income streams. That's the hope and that's the goal. Now, number 2, now remember, we're still in the easy phase here that we should all be doing right off the bat. Cash rewards credit card. You should be putting all of your purchases that you can onto your credit card and only putting things on the credit card that you can pay off each and every month. We only carry a balance month to month and we pay it off, so we never pay interest or late fees. Now, when you do this, you're basically getting a 2% discount on everything that you buy. This for me equates to $100 to sometimes a couple $100 a month. For others, it's 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, which is actually a lot when you're first starting out. I know, and before you say it, forget about points, gift cards, miles, all that stuff is trash for the most of us out there. You business travelers and such like that, you guys are a different story. But for the other 95 to maybe even 99% of us, you want the cash back rewards. Nothing beats cash. I personally use Citi's double cash back card because it gives me 2%. It's the best one that I know of as of right now. But depending on your credit score, you may not be able to get this. As you build your credit, find the best cash back rewards card that you can find. Generally speaking, you should have no problems getting at least a 1% cash back. There's 1.5, and then obviously at the top right now is 2%. Fun fact, you don't have to pay taxes on the cash rewards that you get from your credit card. In the eyes of the IRS, it's considered a discount, not actual income. So keep that in mind. And obviously check with your tax professional. All right, number 3, again, what we all should be doing and what I currently do right now is have a high yield savings account. You should be putting a portion, hopefully a significant portion, of your income into a high yield savings account. Even if you're using it to pay off the credit card, bills, or whatever, it should be sitting in a high yield savings account. And it should only be limited to 1 or 2 accounts. I'm not a big fan of spreading all of your money across several different checking and savings accounts. As of right now, I bounce back between Wealthfront and Ally Bank that gives 2.52 and 2.15% at the time of this recording. This for me spits out a couple $100 each month just in interest, which is obviously nice passive income. But the lesson here, never let your cash or your money just sit in a checking account or a low interest savings account. All right, number 4, now we're starting to move into that gray area that gets a little bit more intermediate and a little bit more hands-on. We're talking about app side jobs. That's right, leveraging our technology of using the internet, cell phones, apps, we can find ways of creating additional income for a couple of extra hours of work each week. Now, as we're taking our baby steps towards financial freedom and on our financial journey, we want to consider everything that's possible for us to make those extra couple bucks that we could put into our savings account and really grow our potential investments and opportunities down the road. So through apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Airbnb, which I'll get to here in a little bit, It's a great way to spend a couple extra hours that you have during the evenings, maybe on the weekends, and you make between $100 to $300 extra each month that you can put towards your savings. Now remember, rich or poor, you either can only spend time or money. In the beginning, all we can really afford is spending our time to make our money. But as we progress, and you'll also learn, you can spend money to make more money. All right, number 5. Now, I haven't been a huge fan of this, not because it's a bad business, but just because I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money over it when they don't know what they're doing. Flipping. And I'm not talking about flipping homes. I'm not a fan of that either. But for most of us in the States, we live within a 25-mile radius of Goodwills, garage sales, and thrift stores. These are excellent grounds to really get started in finding used, secondhand, third-hand supplies, materials, tools that are underpriced and that you can easily flip on sites like eBay or Craigslist. Again, a few hours at the end of each week during the weekends can net you $100 or maybe even more. And also with smartphones and the internet now, you no longer have to guess if something's underpriced, priced well, or overpriced, which is the worst. Don't buy overpriced items. It won't make you wealthy. You're able to research things and check prices before you actually buy and flip them. And then sometimes if you move fast enough and it's a really hot item, you maybe even be able to research it, list it, sell it before you even purchase it, which is the ideal scenario. Now, as you get more advanced, you'll move beyond the garage sales and the Goodwills and thrift stores, and you'll find certain auctions or clearances or other avenues to find really good price stuff. Now, I'm a huge fan of specializing in a specific niche. When you're in a certain lane, you understand the ins and outs, and it's easier for you to make money. This can be shoes, toys, mugs, hats, board games, video games. Whatever it is, consider specializing in what you understand and what you know. By doing this, you significantly reduce your downsides and the risk of flipping items. All right, so that's the first 5 that we're starting off with. I know the first one's kind of a throwaway because we all kind of need jobs, but I want to make sure that it's clear that having a job or 9 to 5, paycheck, whatever you want to call it, is actually really critical when you're first starting off. Unless you come from family money or you're just a brilliant entrepreneur, you can start something right off the get-go, then a job is where most of us start. But it doesn't mean we can't leverage it to our advantage. Even in the other 4 ways, if you just average $25 a month, which is definitely very easy and plausible to do, that's an extra $100 that's going into your savings account. And that savings account is kind of like ammo for future investments. In the beginning, it doesn't seem like much, but I promise you it will grow very, very quickly. Now, before we get into the intermediate to the more advanced side of things of how you can generate money as a beginner, consider right-clicking right here and open this other video that I made in another tab, and it's gonna go over how I personally manage money, which is basically my bucket system. It worked super well for me, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback of other people using it as a template for their own personal finances to some great results. Okay, back to the list. Now, talking about specialization, a lot of us specialize in a certain type of job or career. Now, you can also do this as a freelancer or contractor, where you take on projects and jobs on the side on an individual basis. And this is all done online. You can find random projects and individual jobs from anything from editing papers, crunching numbers, entering in data, picking up phone calls, or even analyzing spreadsheets. There are tons of different options and hosts who are looking for contractors to help them out with their projects or their businesses and will gladly pay you for your part-time help. Great sites to look into are freelancer.com, upwork.com, and fiverr.com. Not sponsored, but I totally wish they were. So if you work for Freelancer, Upwork, or Fiverr, hit me up. All right, so number 7, we're starting to get into the more advanced side of making money. Again, it's more advanced for starters, but you'll notice that it's still very much a beginner-friendly arena. This takes a little bit more time of doing the research and experimentation, but you can also make money here. A lot more. We're talking about side hustles. If you have a specific skill set, which I highly recommend that you either figure out or you build if you haven't yet, you can start your own side business outside of your day job. This can be babysitting, detailing cars, or making and selling paintings on Etsy. Whatever it is, it should be somewhat flexible so you don't have strict hours where you have to work, but you can do it on the side when you have the energy and you're away from your day job. And as the side hustle or business grows, you can then slowly start replacing other income streams like your job. The only real serious thing I'll say about this is that the younger you are, the more critical it is it for you to dabble and figure out different type of side hustles. Unless you really love your career and you want to be in your career forever. All right, number 8, dividends. There are tons of mutual funds and stocks that gives you something called a yield or dividend just for owning their stock or fund. It's kind of like that high yield savings account where it gives you about 2%, but some stocks and some funds will actually pay you significantly more. It's not uncommon to hear 3, 4, 5, even 6%. Now, not only do you get these monthly or quarterly dividends, but you also share in the appreciation of the value of the stock if and when it goes up. Now, keep in mind, when you go this route, you also expose yourself to the downside, which is if the stock goes down, you lose that money. But with a little bit of a research, you can definitely find quote unquote safe funds and stocks that will spit out about 3 to 4% annually for you. And the last, of course, is my favorite. If you've watched this far, you know me by now. It's either house hacking or becoming a property manager and collecting rent. Now, whether you own a home or you're leasing, with a little bit of organization, you easily make several $100s each month by renting out a room or rooms or space that you don't use to guests or to roommates. And if you're feeling particularly confident, you can actually rent or lease out an entire home and just sublease out the rooms and the spaces that will either pay your entire rent or even help you cash flow it. And this is exactly what I did in my early 20s, and it helped set me up really, really well. And fortunately, it's still pretty much a very viable option today. Now, I didn't just research and pull these 9 ways off of Google or out of my rear end. These are actually the 9 ways that I use to get to where I'm at. And I'm actually still using a large portion of them. I think I'm still doing 6 or 7 of them. However, I really want to emphasize that the first 3 are super critical. You gotta do it. Even when you're a multimillionaire, you're still gonna do it. And then I would really highly recommend that you pick at least 2 or 3 of the other options to start implementing into your financial journey and your goals. Well, I guess you don't really have to. I just strongly encourage you, if you really want to set yourself up well financially and start getting to financial independence or freedom or retire early or however you want to define it. Now, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and you can join us on the Discord server and chat with me if you want, and you can even follow me on Instagram if you like seeing photos. All the links down in the description below. Now, in a little bit, if you haven't subscribed yet, there's gonna be a big round photo that's gonna pop up right here that you can click on to subscribe. And I'm gonna put 2 videos, one right here and one right here, that I think you might like if you watch this video. You can click on them and jump right over to them. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or even any snarky comments. Just kidding. I don't accept sass. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Love you all. Peace out.